20-year-old Heather Elvis is missing. Police locate her car at a place called Peachtree Landing just outside Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. But there is no sign of Heather. Her family panics and thousands join the search.
I just think we all like to know that our children are safe.
Suddenly, there's a bombshell. Heather was in the middle of a twisted love triangle with a married man named Sidney Moorer. Police say his wife Tammy found out and wasn't happy. One report shows she actually handcuffed her husband to the bed at night. Cops claim Tammy repeatedly called and texted threatening Heather. One text read, quote, "I've been having Sidney followed since January 2012. It's best you call back and speak to me. Save yourself. Hey, you ready to meet the missus?"
Once the affair surfaces, it sounds like a lot of people are going after Tammy Moorer and Sidney Moorer. On social media, it's a storm. Of course, our system works, you're innocent until proven guilty, and a lot of people posting these people are guilty.
Social media surrounding the case explodes. Not only are fingers being pointed at Sidney and Tammy Moorer, but believe it or not, some social media trolls are taking pot shots at Heather, her family, and even her friends, either in their support for the Moorers or simply to demean them for no reason at all.
Social media has really been such a major part of Heather's case, and not in a positive way.
Some positive, mostly negative.
Mostly negative. I mean,
yes.
It's really kind of dragged you through the mud. It has really put a black cloud over top of everything else that you're having to go through.
It takes away from the focus of the case. It's a total distraction, waste of time.
I have been called a liar. I've been told that she went to New Jersey with me. I've been told that I fabricated the text messages that I have. I fabricated the phone calls, that I'm in on it, that I know where she is. I've been told that I played a part in her disappearance. There's people that still message me today and with the most crazy accusations of what they think happened.
And accusations back and forth I've never seen before in covering these types of stories. You never quite see it get to this level.
Then another bizarre twist. A little more than a month after Heather goes missing, cops shift their focus on two men in South Carolina. And get this, one of the men is friends with Heather's father. Police accuse Bill Barrett, who had organized fundraisers and searchers to find Heather, of going too far.
He reached out to a witness in the case and basically tried to conduct his parallel investigation with ours. And that, in doing that, it interfered with our investigation.
So many people were not willing to come forward and talk to the police, but they'd come tell me, and I'd say, well, here, please, just call the tip line.
Cops claim Bill Barrett also uncovered potential evidence and did not immediately report it.
You do what you have to do sometimes. Did I do it intentionally say I'm going to break a law? No, sir.
Police also arrest Garrett Starnes, a Myrtle Beach resident who took interest in the case. Maybe a little too much interest. The cops claim he fabricated misleading information about Heather Elvis's disappearance and then sent it to law enforcement. Both men were charged with obstruction of justice. Starnes' case was dismissed, but Bill Barrett's day in court is still pending.
The intensity, the community feeling impacted by this, feeling vested personally in the loss of Heather since she went missing is unlike any case that I've seen.
Just when it seems this case can't get any stranger, another shocking headline. Heather's father, Terry Elvis, and his family are threatened.
Terry Elvis filed a police report with Myrtle Beach Police and said that two men in a Jeep came up to him in the back of his parking lot where he was leaving work and yelled to him, "We already have Heather, Morgan is next," referring to Morgan, Terry's other daughter. That case, we're told, is still active. No arrests yet have been made in that case.
It's never clear who threatened Terry and why. As sympathy grows for Heather's family, public hatred is mounting for Sidney and Tammy Moorer. He files police reports alleging someone took a shot at his family. Not once, but twice.
Sidney Moorer was traveling with his family, and he says while he was driving, a vehicle was following him rather closely for a little while, and he heard what he said sounded like two gunshots. After that, he said he noticed that the vehicle slowed down dramatically and then turned off their headlights. About 2 weeks later, Sidney Moorer files another report, this one in Myrtle Beach, alleges that about 1:30 in the morning that he saw two men approach him in another vehicle and appeared to put a shotgun up toward him through their vehicle. He says that he was able to go to a nearby location and lock himself in that building until police arrived.
Just hours after Sidney's second run-in with a gunman, the cops show up at his house with a search warrant.
They went in. The term that's been used is shock and awe. Authorities kind of storm in there with dozens of police cars and go in there and seize all this information. They did seize some property from the home. They seized some guns, some DVDs.
Sidney and Tammy are both arrested and charged with obstruction of justice. But in a real shocker, they're also charged with 2 counts of indecent exposure.
We later learned that the indecent exposure charge was apparently, as their defense attorney puts it, marital relations in public.
That's right. Part of their defense is they were having sex in their truck about the time Heather Elvis disappeared. Police aren't buying it because a few days after Sidney and Tammy Moorer are arrested, they are handed down new charges: the kidnapping and murder of Heather Elvis. Coming up, prosecutors reveal the smoking gun, and Heather's family is hit with yet another shocker.
I was beyond outraged when I heard it.